Greetings, fellow Dwarven Lords. Thank you for tuning in to Episode 3, Fertile Volcano. That's an odd question, Akamar. Is it moral to still play pirated RimWorld even though you bought the game? I mean, if you purchase the game... as far as, like, digital software goes, you own it. There's not really any difference between the pirated version and the version that you can buy. You know, if the only thing I would say is if you're able to buy it off of, if you're able to buy RimWorld from Ludion, and then have Ludion send you a Steam key if you really want it on Steam, that's probably the best way to do it, because that supports them the most, rather than buying it straight from Steam. I buy games straight from Steam all the time. But in some rare occasions, I will try to support the developer a little bit more and buy it from their website. So, for instance, there was the recent patch to Star Sector, and I've been getting a lot of comments on my Star Sector videos of like, when is it coming to Steam? And I keep being like, I don't think it is. Like, legit, I just don't. I think the developer doesn't want to give Steam such a large cut, and they're just going to sell it on their own, hell or high water, which is totally fine, you know? I have also backed a lot of things on Kickstarter, and might I say, most of the time it backfires on me. I gotta say, most of the stuff I've ever backed on Kickstarter have been, flops. But that's okay. Flops are fine. So this stuff is technically outdoors. I'm gonna stop automatic refueling the campfire here, so that we can wall this up, and actually probably turn it into a windowed farm, like the other directions. That was not centered. Yes, I'm gonna have a four symmetry, you know, farm that I can use in the winter, because otherwise we gonna starve. I think what I might need to do is start to use steel doors instead of wooden doors, just because I'm so low on steel. At some point, I could start growing growing some wood, and maybe that'd be a good thing for me to do. So let's put fibercorn into this one. And then Randall, I want you to, and I don't have to, this is going to be a little messy, but I'm going to have Randall Thor clean up the edges here. Because I have a fair amount of steel now. Oh lord. Listen to him go. Especially when he's in the light. The taters? Thank you for the reminder, Mark. Yep, they're at 92%. That's close enough. Some of them are ready to go. We're gonna have some tater tots. I had some taters last night. After dinner, I had kind of a light dinner, so I made some fries. They were awful. I was like so depressed. I was so excited about having fries because I've been trying to kind of watch what I eat. And then I made bagged fries. I didn't make them myself, and that's where I went wrong. I should have just made them myself and made them good. They sucked. Brings a tear to my eye. Oh well. Maybe tonight. My timer is maxed out. Is it maxed out? I think it probably is. Wasn't that hard to max out, was it? Let's see. Let me check. I haven't... This is my first time doing a streamathon, so... How long is it until midnight? Countdown timer. Because if the countdown timer to midnight is the same as this stream timer, then yes, it would be maxed. I think it's like 4 seconds past midnight. Just to make sure that I don't turn into a pumpkin. Wait, that was some other lore. Today is Jan 15th. Actually, it will be countdown to Jan 16th, because, you know, that's how this goes. So yes, I am at max plus 4 seconds. So you get 4 more seconds than I even promised. So no one can blame me for not following through on my promises. Right, dude? If I wanted to go past midnight, I don't even think I'd be able to, because my state is getting a ice storm, and like I'll probably just lose power. Like if I at any point lose power, like if I disappear, it's not that I like took your money and ran with it. It's that I lost power to an ice storm. Just to let you know. It's not me and some criminal scheme to screw you guys over. I mean, I don't think you would assume that, but yeah. There's like a state of emergency right now for North Carolina because of the ice storm. So it's very possible that I disappear despite not wanting to disappear. And I'm just letting you know that ahead of time. So, setting up the windows for the additional farms. Where are you that you had a tsunami warning? California, I'd imagine? I saw some of those videos of the tsunami. It is crazy. Like the satellite footage, and then I saw one of like cars trying to outrun the tsunami. I know that there's basically a communications blackout with Tonga right now. All of their everything is down, so it's hard to determine the true scope of the damage, but it sounds wild. Just wild. I hope it's not. I hope they recover, because being a little island nation, it can be challenging to get the help and the resources that you need. I know that from Tropico. I'm only jesting, sort of. Yeah, that volcanic eruption was unbelievable. Hey, a Dwarven trader. Let me put down a trade spot. You guys can show up. Oh, this is one of the reasons why not to use your foyer, your entrance as a bed, because now they're just gonna junk it all up. But whatever. I think I did that right. Nope, didn't. Did not. There we go. You learned when crops are in season thanks to Stardew. Video games can teach you stuff. Like, I learned that if I ever tried to travel to Oregon, don't be dysentery, because it will kill me. We're starting to get the hops, which is awesome. The Pangea, you should not be plant cutting. In fact, don't do it ever again. And just get back to research. She's probably been harvesting, and I'm sure that's not great, because she's not very good at it. I remember when the History Channel actually used to have history, and not, like, soap opera TV, and they would use Total War as a way to show battle reenactments, and they thought it was like some sort of cutting-edge technology, and it's like, hey, that's just Total War. It was so, like, janky. I mean, Total War at the time had amazing graphics, but it was pretty funny to be like, oh, I fought that battle before. Yeah. Damn you, Justinian. Or, you know, whatever it was. Oh, Total War. Video games taught me that copious amounts of go juice and wake up counteract res sickness. Yes, or just being a Wendigo, because that happened relatively recently. Is when you are a superhuman, or not even human anymore. Death? Oh, what is death? That don't mean nothing. So what we're going to need to do is, let's hope that we get this fueled furnace soon. We have 132 coal, which is going to be pretty useful. One of the things that that bother me a little bit about the game, about this mod set, I should say, is bother is a big word, but you can't pick your fuel source. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to store my wood in like a cabinet here, where I forbid the doors when things need refueling. Wood is going to be treated as very, very precious until I start getting good fiber corn yields. Lord of the Corn. Oh, and we have a raid. The raid is not near my trade group, so there's 4 of them. Any of them dwarves? No, none of them are dwarves, because they're not even a... Yeah, that makes sense. Oh! Is this a wild bear? Yes! Oh, we're gonna eat some bear tonight. You bear to believe it. Pangea, you don't even need backup for this, because you have an entire... Oh, wow, there's so many Njorts in this trade. There's so much backup here that it should be fine. And then these guys are attacking immediately, and they're basically going to attack straight into the trade, which is going to be hilarious. So, trading. They have potions of healings and wands of resurrection, so there are ways to come back from the dead. FYI. I don't really see that there's much that I could do here. Yeah, I'm just going to keep my silver. But... Guard me! Guard me! Oh god, they're not going to... Oh, there they go. Kill it! Saltpeter with different prices? Yes, that's because my saltpeter has different durabilities here. Some of the saltpeter is very damaged when it came out of the mine. Some of it isn't. That's very normal. It's not part of the mod. That would be true if it was any resource that had durability like that. Is this right? I guess. These corners here probably aren't necessary, and I'll leave them out. So honestly, this raid is just going to get stomped by the trade. I don't really need to worry. The other thing I could do with the bear... Ooh, the meal. Yeah, I'm going to have to refuel this. This sucks. But here, I'm going to put my wood. And put this as preferred. Guard for me! Yep, rip. Bye-bye. Not much of a raid. Rainy Ram, you gotta do better. Actually, don't. I'm scared of you. We do have some look desires, so that's something I might want to do as a styling station, which is... There's no such thing as a styling station in dwarf style. So I'm just going to put a styling station here, made of steel, because now we have renewable steel. This here. We can style ourselves in the quarry. And Vomorix wants his style, so let's see. You want a bigger beard? Oh, you have like 2 beards now. Well, okay, Vomorix 2 beard. Sounds good to me. Mods aren't perfect. So that is a lot of hops, and I hope to start on the hops fermenting as soon as I can. And a pod sprout. Oh, wow, right in the farm in the middle. It actually wouldn't be a terrible idea to plant a gao tree, like in the middle of my, in my volcano caldera. But I would rather ask you, should I bother with Gowranland? Do you think it's worth using Garland Dryads or not? It could be up to you. I can also try to push for additional dwarves, and I'll do that very, very soon. Scout's honor. Scout's promise. All right, so the furnaces are done, and I'll have you all vote on what next research. But let's get some of these furnaces here. So I'm going to put a stone furnace here. Or stove furnace, I should probably call it what it is. And this is not going to be a meeting spot. It's just going to keep these plants warm so that they don't die. In the winter. Some more puppy treats. You got it. Yoda. So, I'm going to turn off automatic refuel. But here's what we can make on it. It's just like a normal kitchen. But we can refuel it with coal instead. So, do I only have 20? Yeah, I only have 27 wood. So let's turn on automatic refuel and see if Randall Thor... Whoa, I like your hair, dude. Yeah, there we go. If I just forbid the wood, it should be fine. And this is for 3 days, which isn't great, but it's going to keep those plants toasty if I need to keep the plants toasty. Oh, no. Oh, Jesus, no. Treat. Oh, you dropped a Thunderer rifle. What a shame it would be if someone took that from you. Alright, I'm rescuing him because that's what good allies do. And I'm also rescuing the rifle because that's what opportunists do. Hey, we found some gold. Gold's also very important for Dwarven crafting and technology. So here, I am going to suspend the simple meals because we do have some... we do have some vegetables, and I'm going to do fine meals, and I'm just going to cook as much as I can because I know that we are going to run out of, like, the meat will spoil sooner or later. And you guys say yes. Do the Gow Dryads. Alright, we'll do. Will do. I shouldn't have gotten rid of that. I think what I want is for RimWorld to get rid of all these by stone cutting. And then I'll put the Gow tree right dead set in the middle. The problem with the Gow tree is it's going to limit the amount of crops I can farm here. But that's fine, because I'm now having these hothouse crop places, which is probably more reliable anyway. So, prep for the Gow tree. Can you please re-highlight the first episode of Trebo's Kingdom? Can you remind me to do that on Discord? Because I'm not going to be able to do that right now. It might not actually exist if it dropped from Twitch. It could have gone poof forever. I'm going to hijack Vomorix because he's not really doing that door to steal thing that I really needed him to do. And then aggro, I need you to haul the wood out. There we go. So now that stove will start heating up that farm again, and we should start growing again. And I have space for another stove on the other side, and that's how I'm going to design all of these mini farms. Major break! Laz, you're standing right next to this major breaker. What is it? You're tired? Why didn't you go to sleep? Oh, because that's my fault. I forced the cooking of fine meals. Let's go ahead and haul the wood where it's protected and forbidden, and we'll just use coal for now. So this is the corner piece I want to get rid of. Yep. There we go. I think I like it. I like this layout. So before I start bothering with the Gow tree and the stone cutting, I want to turn all of this into farmable land, farmable tile, and then make sure that Lazarus is doing all of that. So what I'll do is I'm going to forbid the harvesting, if I could actually click, dear lord. I'm going to forbid the harvesting or the sowing here in the middle because we're heading into, this is the last day of temperate weather, or whatever we're going to call it. And we're going to be required to grow indoors exclusively very, very soon. And I think I need to save and reload for the window zones to refresh. Which is okay. Manually harvested potatoes, you know, I just might not need them. We have so much rice. Rice and potatoes provide the same benefit, so it's not that big of a deal to me. The other thing I would want to do is start mining a 2x2 hallway behind these farms. And that's where the rest of this base is going to go. You know, I'm going to start building out from the center. Trying to make it as aesthetically pleasing as possible. Randall Thor is really a mining monster here. Holy cow. So this is no longer outside because I have doors everywhere. Which is awesome. All right, you know what? I'm going to turn off automatic ventilation because it's requiring a lot of the flicks. I don't want to have to keep flicking. And then once I have all the windows... Oh, let's move that a little bit so it's not blocking the door. Once we have all the windows, I'm going to probably save and reload. Actually, all the windows are already in. So let me save and reload so that I can see where the grow zones are. And I don't have to just memorize it. Yeah, our climate is tundra, and we're pretty far north, so our growing season is only 20 days long. And in 20 days, it's really not enough to grow, especially in non-rich soil, which we have literally not an ounce of rich soil anywhere on this map tile. I was considering to put the caldera of this volcano as rich soil, but I sort of went against that, because I figured I am known for challenges. I might as well not give myself, like, rich soil. I'll use fungal gravel instead. Because I'm a masochist, and that's what I do, and that's who I am. So I was tempted to add rich soil as a we're truly blessed by Gaia, but then, you know, decided against it. Some of this zoning I'm not going to fully use, so it can be nice and symmetrical. So there we go. That is the last of the fungal gravel that I need. Why did it disable royalty? Royalties, so the mod pack that I'm currently using, the like Warhammer dwarves, have their own sort of concept of royalty. So I don't need it. And we have Chaos Den coming. So these will be unique. They're 3 Chaos Warhounds. Copy that. The lower left side doesn't match the right side of the hothouses. You're right. Yeah. Did I... Actually, if you just look at the fungal gravel, it does. Who the heck? Oh. Okay. I was like, well, who died? What did I do? It's fine. Alright, let's get prepped for the murderous Chaos Den. So Lazarus, you're going to be front and center, holding that door open. They're going to usher in one by one, and we are ready. Nasty bite on the leg, but survivable. Okay, we're good there. One of the things I'm going to want to do is to set up better defenses so that I don't have to risk terrible injuries. And if you're wondering, chaos food, much like insects, are gross. We don't like eating chaos. Oh, I should have stripped him. I mean, that would have pissed him off as an ally, so maybe I shouldn't, but I would be tempted to strip him. And yes, this is not Lord of the Rings. Out of respect for my moderator Shield, who's probably mentioned that like 16 times now, this is not Lord of the Rings. This is not Lord of the Rings. This has nothing to do with Lord of the Rings. Is Aggro sleeping in a corpse? Nah, it's a different bed. Oh, no, you're right. He's cozying up to a corpse, or she. The Great Chaos Portal. Okay, so the Great Chaos Portal is not one of our goals, and probably not something I'm going to do in the 12 hours that I have. But if you're wondering, the Great Chaos Portal is a win condition for this mod, which is somewhat similar to if you've played Origins of Magic and you open up like one of the Chaos Portals. It's very, very similar, where basically monsters spill out and you have to destroy the portal, and it's like a wave survival type thing. Alright, so bear meat rotted, but we are... So I'm currently researching, and I meant to have you vote on this, but I'm currently researching food preservation, which allows you to cure meat and pickle vegetables and fruits. But I'll let you repick if you'd like. Another thing I want to do is I want to move away from living in the entryway so that we can treat the entryway as a combat area. That would have made the Chaos Den attackers much easier to deal with. But current order of priority is... Actually, let's update. Build the hot houses is really what I'm working on now. And then maybe I'll poll you all about what takes priority after that. So if we have a few more fine meals left, but I'm going to start queuing up simple meals to be made until we have, let's say, not 100. No, hold on. 10. Or 8. Made of vegetarian only. And a warg wants to kill aggro. You know, there's like a pile of corpses there. Yeah, you want revenge? Come get it. Oh, I must have shot it. No, just in an eye? There we go. In the neck. In the head. Jeez, Pangea. And dead. She's a monster. Alright, I'll make sure that this is nice and symmetrical for all of you that care before I'm done. Don't worry, I'm not going to purposely trigger any of you. But because this scenario has food scarcity as like a big theme, I'm just focusing on making sure that the hot houses are producing first, and then I'll clean it all up and make sure it looks nice. So this area here is 80 Fahrenheit or 26 Celsius, whereas outside it's 60. So you can see the benefit of having that stove. Dwarves like symmetry? Yeah, well, they're craftsmen, and symmetry is strength. And also, symmetry is a way to show that you are skilled and talented. I think the next work drive is going to go to Vimorix, because at this point I would say we're pretty good for we're pretty good in terms of the mining that we have to do, and the bottleneck right now is mostly the construction. And that's up to Vomorix's work. So food preservation just wrapped up, and it looks like the walls and structures are going to take next. So walls and structures at the basic is just columns of different widths and the buttressed wall, but it does lead to the arrow slit walls. So that is pretty powerful. What should I focus on? Gonna put down some options here, or have one option, which is just you choose. All right, there we go. I also think that I'm going to kick off a ritual to try to bring in more dwarves very, very soon. Because I'm sure that that's something that everybody wants. I want it too, so I'm not even going to include that as an option. We're just going to do that. So to take a look at the rituals that I have, there is the symbol burning. And there's a 50% chance that someone joins me if it works. There is the social festival, which gives insect jelly, but it can only be done once a year. There's the sky lanterns, which, if it's beautiful, I gain goodwill. And then there's the social festival, which is yet another recruit. So there's the pyre and the social festivals, which can offer new recruits. And that would be my main method to bolster my roster. The West Big Hothouse is one line short. So it's 13. Yep, you're right. So it's one line short down here. That's what you guys were saying. And you are correct, and I can see that plainly. So let me fix that. And in fact, these corners shouldn't be made either, because those are where my heaters go in this corner. Got it. I got you, fam. You're welcome. Thank you for describing it well so that I can find the problem and remedy it more easily. Because often, when people are pointing things out, unless it's descriptive, I'm sort of just like stuck scratching my head as to what exactly you mean. Alright, Vam, you're going for the work drive. It looks like you guys want bedrooms over hothouses. Copy that. So first things first, let's kick off a social ritual. And then I'll work on the bedrooms. So, now the Dawi Festival is not going to have I'm going to fail it. I'd rather wait and not put it on a 20-dude cooldown. So that I have a greater success chance of it bringing in a recruit. Why rush it to fail it, you know? Alright, so that's the walls there, and Vam is throwing them together like crazy. Lazarus just got an inspired surgery, and we are digging around. So let me do that. Focus on bedrooms. Now the problem here is I have a pretty good sense of the layout. So the thinking that I had is that I would put a sort of kitchen area here, and then I could do a dining room and potentially a ritual room there. Maybe not exactly there. It would be symmetrical, don't worry. So a kitchen and a dining room, So this dining room would be here-ish, or ritual room. The question is, do you all want a combined dining and recreation, or separate? Have you voted on that? Because that might change it. So if it's separate, I'll have one of these be dining, one of these be recreation. If it's combined, I'll have one be dining and recreation, and the other be either ritual or a hospital or something like that. Something that you would want close to the entryway. So the idea is if there's anything ever to hunt, this being the kitchen is sort of the closest to the entryway other than the quarry. And I'm sure, you know, I haven't fully planned this out in my head, just a general plan that I've got. So it's not going to be perfect, but hopefully it will be acceptable enough. All right, looks like we're getting those potatoes after all. And before first frost, because it's 38 Fahrenheit, so first frost is coming pretty soon. Given the cold, it might even be a good idea to have cold storage, to have a ventilated area that uses the external temperature so that I can keep food cold. I'll have to consider that. This is a close poll. This is a real close poll. Combined winning by just 5 votes. Looks like Vam is going to be done with these hot houses. And then I think what I'll do is I have to probably put bedrooms here and here. So what I'm thinking of doing is putting a hallway. There will be a 2-wide hallway, maybe a 3-wide hallway, because 3-wide hallways are tactically better. So a 3-wide hallway that goes around all the hothouses, and then off of that 3-wide hallway we'll have bedrooms. Which means I need to start digging that 3-wide kind of everywhere. A lot of work to do to turn a large mountain into a dwarven fortress. It's why normally it takes generations, and they're passed down and protected well, because it is no small feat. And this isn't, obviously this is not perfect. This is just a rough mining, but it shouldn't collapse or anything. So separate wins by a hair. I like it. I like it. I can dig it. So I'm obviously not, that's not what I'm working on next. Next will be the bedrooms, because you all voted on that. So what I'm doing is I'm going to put the bedrooms north and south. And yeah, I did say I dig it, and that was not even an intended pun. So currently I'm working on walls and structures, and let me queue up what to research next. So taking a look, I could jump to advanced walls. I could bring ranged weapon, gardening is done, medicine, recreation, light and heat. And let's do one other. Light and, yeah, I don't really need light and warmth. Doors. So let me know what you think we should research next. So this whole area here is basically ready for gardening. It just, it needs Vamarx's final touches. So many chunks. Oh man, so many chunks. All right, this won't look pretty But I'm just going to expand the stockpile like this. Oh, it looks like we've been cutting down some trees. I'm going to stop the tree cutting because walking... Oh, I guess they're all done. Walking to where we cut the trees just takes an extraordinarily long amount of time. Ooh. That looks tasty. Looks very good. It's a lot of work to run up there. And we already have meat that is spoiling, so... I'm not eager to jump on that train, but hopefully they'll make a, Oh, a Dwarven good trader's coming by. Hopefully they'll visit me soon again. So I think the layout of the hot houses are done. And now it's just up to Randall and Vomorix to start carving so that we can start doing bedrooms. I think I'm going to have Vomorix drop his crossbow to aggro, so that he can continue to construct. Oh god, this is going to get messy. And then aggro will hunt. Because aggro doesn't have other tasks that are more important. And light and heat will be what I queue up next for research. You got it. I'm going to sell the Thunderer rifle. I didn't make it myself, and I want to use things that I make myself out of pride. And there really just is not much that I can buy here. So we'll just do some basic trade. Lure them with some rice? Well, I have potatoes sitting outside. I can forbid some of these potatoes and see if they come moseying on over. Let me cancel it and see if the potato lure works. So that's not a bad idea. That's pretty smart. I had mentioned really early on that I'll probably have to do some animal baiting, which is exactly what that is. So these fiber corn are going to die real soon without a stove. So let's get that done. Which means building these walls here to keep the heat in. Because I don't want to lose the fiber corn that I spent time to plant. And then Randall Thor, you can haul the chunks out. And then refuel. Okay, cool. Yeah, this is making a big old mess in our barracks here. Which is why I want to move where we are headquartered. So, Randall Thor, are you... Okay, now you're refueling the furnace. Good. And it's walled in enough that it will retain heat. So that will start heating up and it will allow it to grow again. Except for Lazarus is putting chunks in the door. That's going to be a problem. Thank you for tuning in to Dwarven Lords, the January RimWorld Miniseries Marathon winner, streamed live one time only, January 15th. If you have any feedback or questions for me about this series, let me know in the comments below. Keep in mind that this series has since concluded, so feedback cannot be incorporated. If you're curious about the mods that I've used, a link is in the description. If you would like to take part in the miniseries selection process, please consider joining Discord. The link is in the description as well. If you would like to submit your own idea for future miniseries marathons, please consider either becoming a patron on Patreon, starting at $1 a month, or subscribe on Twitch, which is free if you have Amazon Prime. If you don't wish to become a patron or subscriber on Twitch, but want to vote in the polls, Discord is the best way to receive notifications for community polls. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to all who support the channel. Until next time, friends.